Hello everyone. I just wanted to let you know that if you're looking for a true authentic recipe for Italian meatballs, then stay tuned.
Today you can see it's a big setup, so the camera view is a little bit different. I'm going to go in because we're making 3 meals in one. Again, you could pause this. I'll go in intervals, or I'm going to be posting them individually, obviously. The first thing I'm going to be making is meatballs. You could get meatloaf mix, or you could buy individual. They didn't have meatloaf mix yesterday, which is usually 3 equal portions of your ground beef, your chopped meat, a pound of, because this is a pound of chopped meat. I have a pound of ground veal and a pound of ground pork in there as well. I'm going to be using a little water in there, a little salt and pepper, a little garlic powder, a little fresh garlic, and a little ketchup, which is a secret ingredient, plain breadcrumbs, because I like to flavor my own, 1 egg, and locatelli cheese. That's for the meatballs. For the meatballs, guys, you could buy a meatloaf mix, which has equal portions of your 3 meats. Ground beef, which is your chopped meat, ground pork, and ground veal. I could not find that yesterday. They were out of it at the grocery store. So in here I have 1 pound equal portions. 1 pound of ground chopped meat, which is your ground beef. 1 pound of ground veal. And 1 pound down here of ground pork. So now to that, and now this is according to taste, I'm going to put in at least, because I like mine cheesy, and this is 3 pounds of meat, about 3/4 of a cup of locatelli cheese. You could definitely do a 1/2 cup, but I like mine cheesy. Okay. You could do garlic powder and fresh garlic. I'm going to do both. And it's a boatload. And again, according to your taste. And here's some fresh garlic. That's probably about 2 cloves. Okay. Now, rule of thumb is 1 egg per pound of meat. I don't do that. I'm just putting 1 egg in for the 3 pounds. I'm going to be careful with my salt. So I'm going to put pepper in first. Here's the pepper. Okay. You're going to want to be careful with your salt, but you still have to season your meat. And usually that, the rule of thumb, is 1 teaspoon of salt per pound of meat. I'm going to just do a little bit of salt, but a little bit because my cheese is very salty. But you still got to season that. And guys, I suggest after you mix this, if you want, if you start out light with the locatelli cheese and garlic, mix it gently. You don't want to overmix this and make it tough. Mix it a little bit, put it a little bit in a frying pan, fry it up, taste it. If you think it's flat, add more salt, add more cheese, add more garlic. You know, it's for your taste buds, not mine. Secret ingredient is ketchup. Okay. Probably about 2 tablespoons. Now I'm going to add, and I put about 3 tablespoons in. About a tablespoon per pound of meat. I'm going to put in probably, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 tablespoons, 1/4 cup of water. My mother she takes white bread, takes the crust off, and she soaks it in milk, and she uses that as her breadcrumb. I'm using plain store, you can't see now, I'll just put that in there. But they're plain breadcrumbs, okay? Why? Because I like to season them myself. So, probably about a 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. And my parsley. Guys, I'm just going to take scissors and snip my parsley right in the bowl. I try to pull the stems off, but they're going to be minced small. Okay, just like this. And now we're going to mix, that was about 2 tablespoons of parsley. I start in little, I mix it. If it looks like it needs more green, I'll chop a little bit more. This is the most important part. You just want to blend this. You don't want to overmix this. Really gently. Okay, just like that. That's why I kind of like getting meatloaf mix, because my meat's already mixed together. And today I'm gonna have to work it a little bit more just to combine the meats, because you don't want part of it to be just chopped meat, part veal, part pork. The meats do have to be combined. And what I normally do, I'll mix it and pick it up and smell it and see. I like to smell locatelli cheese, which is your pecorino romano, and I like to smell garlic. When I do, then I know I'm good. Okay, guys, I'm gonna get the light back on. Our meatloaf mix, or your meatball is mixed. Smells good, and you do your meatballs the size you want. I'm trying to back up. Hang on, guys, but you want to roll them. Hold on. Try it again. You pick up a little clump of meat. It's like you're making a go as big as small as you want. It's like a snowball. Okay, you kind of squish it, turn it. Okay, pack it like a meat snowball and roll it gently. Okay, just like this. And that's what you want. Boom. One more. Pick up a little piece of meat that size. Again, big as small as you want. Form it. Squish it together gently. Give it a roll. Okay, like this. And then, you know, again, like you're packing a snowball. Okay, just like that. Now I'm going to make them all and then we'll fry them. You could bake them in the oven if you want, but I personally like frying them and they come out better fried. They do. They're nice and it has a different, when you bake something and you fry, even though they get brown in the oven, it does have a different taste if you fry them in a frying pan. And I don't put any extra oil in because there's enough fat between the pork and the veal to make its own pan juices, the oils to fry in. So if you can fry it, do it. I just want to tell you, I could definitely smell the cheese, the pecorino romano, and the garlic powder. Okay, and the fresh garlic too. But this is it. You're just gonna, again, get packet of meatball, give it a nice gentle little squeeze, and there you go. One more. Okay, like this. Grab a chunk of meat, roll it. Okay, give it a pack. Like you're packing that. I'm sorry I keep saying the same thing, but it's true. If you could think of a snowball, and you all made of snowballs, it's like a snowball. And that's it. Okay. Voila. Here we go. I put the meatballs in, and this is what you want. I put, like I said, no extra oil in here. The natural fats that come out of the meat. You want them, this is medium high, closer to like the higher side. You want them to get brown, and then you're gonna flip them. I usually use a fork. If you have to, you can use 2 forks. You know, whatever's easier for you. But I'm telling you, before they even hit the pan, they smell amazing. They smell like a meatball. This is a true blue, authentic Italian meatball recipe. This is not something that was Googled. This is something that comes from Italy. And I do not put shaved onions in this and whatnot, but this is truly a true blue, authentic Italian meatball. You know, who could do a little variation? Who may use a Reggiano, you know, stuff like that. That's different, but this is how you truly make an Italian meatball. So always flip it like this, and you want all sides. So I'm going to work on this, and I'll be back. I'm doing this in 2 batches, so I did not want to overcrowd this. Okay, I'm not going to be lazy today. So, okay, and I have a meat gravy. I do. I usually do it on Sundays. I eat macaroni usually every Sunday and Wednesday. Growing up, it was every Wednesday for sure, and Sundays we would sit down at my grandmother's and we'll have a big family dinner. So your meat gravy has your meat, it has your sausage, it has your meatballs, it has your pork nuts, your chicken, your barzols, your beef and chicken barzols. One day I'll make a recipe. And guys, I do try to cook my meatballs all the way here because we like to eat them just like this, right out of the frying pan. We like to eat them. If you don't plan on eating them this way, they don't have to be thoroughly cooked. You can finish cooking them off in your tomato gravy, which is your tomato sauce. Guys, this is the color you want. You want them brown, really brown, and every square little inch of them. I don't have the other batch of meatballs. I just wanted to show you. This is the color you want. These are not dark, but too dark. They're not burnt. This is round. I opened up a meatball. Hang on. I opened up a meatball. Well, Ken ate half and actually Ruffles had a bite. Well, look how succulent that is. Look how juicy that meatball is. That is juicy. Perfectly brown. Actually, this one, that's perfectly brown right there. That's your flavor. Okay. And let's take a bite. I mean, I already did, so they can, but. Guys, moist. Moist, 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 juicy, juicy, juicy. Flavor is unbelievable. You can taste that pecorino romano. You can taste garlic. A little thing of parsley. Guys, perfect. Delicious. If you got to make a meatball, try this meatball recipe. I promise you will not be disappointed. And you guys, you should really hit the notification button so you're notified when I make new recipes. I don't care if you subscribe or not, but notification will let you know when I make recipes. And this is delicious. Always has been. Guys, this is ready for your tomato gravy, your tomato sauce now. I already started to add the meatballs, so let me do it in front of a couple in front of you. Brown is your friend. You need them really browned. Okay, not half brown, but totally brown. Okay, so I'm going to do this, put the rest in, and I will be back. I want to say those meatballs are true blue authentic meatballs, and they are tasty as all heck. I mean, delicious. Here it is separated. Well, there's some meatballs in there, but here's the bowl of meatballs. I cannot tell you how good they are and emphasize that. Let's do it. Let's break into a meatball. How about this one right here? Oh my God. Look at that. That is perfection. Guys, hold on. Guys, perfectly cooked, perfectly seasoned, perfectly tasty. So delicious, so out of this world. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Very good. And so I'm going to eat this one, but let's crack it in half altogether. You could just see the moisture come out. Look at that. Guys, let me pick it up on my hand, guys. Hang on. Look. That is perfection. That is so good. So moist. Not fatty. Not greasy. That's moist. Very good. Let me take another bite. Guys, I just can't tell you, when you cook it with your tomato sauce, okay, and when it steams it, but the layers of flavor, and you taste the parsley, okay, and it's not overpowering cheese, or garlic, it's just a nice flavor. And guys, if it's your first time making it, or you're not really sure on what to do, like I said, season it a little bit, put a little bit in a frying pan, taste it, and go from there and add more. But you got to pick it up and you got to smell it. You got to smell the pecorino romano, which is your locatelli cheese, and you got to smell garlic. It is out of this world. Please, please make it. And leave me a comment. I'm telling you, the combination of meats, not just your ground beef, your chopped meat, but those three combinations, truly is where it's at. That's what makes the difference. This is what makes it stand out. I know we're doing the Italian bread. Guys, I know we're doing Italian bread, but this is my meatballs. My stuffed shells are in the oven, and this is obviously homemade meatballs and gravy. Tomato sauce.